Hello. This is a prepaid debit call from...
It's me for just a minute. I've been moved to Omaha.
An inmate at the Douglas County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent calls from this facility, press 9. Hello. This is a prepaid debit call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to recording of this call. I just got your letter today from the Chilcote National Congress to the UN Security Council, but it's not the complete letter. It's not signed. It just stops at the end. Was there another page that was supposed to have been with it, or?
Yeah, I do have some things to mention to you, but in regards to letters, I just mail what I get. So, you know, I don't know. If I got it,
okay,
you got it.
Okay. Well, I got this in the mail today, and it was from the Chilcote National Congress, and it's regarding the UN Security Council. And anyway, the last sentence is, in appreciation, come on behalf of the Honorable Grant U. Stanley Stump Sr. and the Chilcote National Congress agent for the state of Chilcote, and then it stops right there, like it should have continued on. And
okay, I can ask Dorothy and see if Dorothy has a response to that. I simply I don't know what to say because I don't read all these documents and they don't mean anything to me. So I'm just a middleman. So when you tell me something's missing, I don't know how to respond. Dorothy's going to have to respond to that.
Yeah, if she could let me know if it was just one page and there was no signature on it, there's no date, and is this something that has been sent already to that mission, or if that's something that's going to be sent, or what the status of it is?
Okay, hopefully she'll have a response. I do have some things for you. I found a CD-RW on Amazon for about $8. It's headed your way. I sent a letter to Dorothy, and hold on just one second. Let me find.
How many were in the bundle?
Just one, Mike. Just a CD-RW. It cost $8, and just one is headed to you.
Oh, you're saying that a single folder?
No, this is a CD. This is a CD-RW. This is a read-write CD.
A single CD cost $8.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
I used to go to Best Buy and buy like 100 on the spindle for like, I don't know, $20.
I don't know, man. Things are changing now.
It's just a DVD read-write or whatever CD read-write.
Yeah, I understand, man. I understand. Okay, so here's a conversation you need to be aware of. I said, Mike mailed me the attached document. This is like, you sent me a big, gigantic bunch of stuff, right? And I got to tell, I don't know if I don't want to spend a lot of time like talking about me, but I hate legal crap. I mean, when I don't read it. I don't deal with. Okay, but here's the deal. I said, Mike mailed me the attached document. So it's about 50 pages. I scanned every single page, and I put his so-called lawyer is asking that he fill out all these forms. Mike is hesitant to fill out any of the forms and is wondering if you have, or if anyone has any advice. And then Dorothy responded back with 2 words: yes, sign. S-I-G-N. So that's Dorothy's response. Okay, I sent Mike another. I sent Dorothy another letter.
Okay. I can barely hear you. Dorothy's response was yes.
Sign. S-I-G-N.
I don't know what that means.
I took it to mean that she wants you to sign all the dang forms, so, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't give you that advice, but I'm not Dorothy, right? And I don't know anything about legal, and I despise all legal crap. So
yeah, I'm not filling out any of this stuff myself. I mean,
okay.
I'm just sharing it with you. If you wanted to pass it on to anybody else or not,
yeah,
do it as you please. I just thought it was interesting that they're wanting to do an anal exam of me. Now that they were, trying to railroad me, they're trying to create other avenues by which to railroad me even more, and I'm not helping them.
Yeah. No, I hear you, and the challenge is that my specialty in this prison ministry is I put things out to the public, and so you've kind of said to keep it, not from going out to the public. So I have a very limited audience where I can, put this in front of, if you don't want me to go public with it. So I understand.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, it was primarily for the benefit of anybody that's already been through this or going through this right now that, may have had a similar situation so they can compare it. Because if everybody is going through the same thing and they're not communicating with each other what they do and how they win or how they lose, then everybody makes the same mistakes. And that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if we communicate with each other what we're doing, where we're having successes, then everybody can do the same thing and have the same success is the intent.
Yeah, I understand. Here's okay. The other thing I needed to share with you. You asked who else the press release was sent to. Dorothy responded and said she said it was sent to me, and I put it out on YouTube. I put it on Facebook, and I read it. So I did the best I could, right? But they've suppressed my channel, and I do the best I can, Mike. But I don't have a big microphone with tens of thousands of viewers. But anyway, in regards to this whole thing about how to fight the devil with proper legal forms, right? It's like my personal, I can't really tell you what my personal beliefs are because we're on a recorded line and the FBI listens to every freaking word I say, and they've been visiting me at my front door. They sent the Secret Service to my front door and the IRS has sent me a $25,000 bill. I'm not playing my violin. I've never been to prison, but my plan is not to fight the devil by showing him legal forms. But other people disagree with me strongly, and they have a whole specialty in how to fight the devil with legal forms, and they got revocations of, letters, and they fill out legal forms and they just go to town, and they're specialized in that stuff. That's not my thing, man. It's just, and so if other people want to give advice and counsel on how to fight the devil with legal forms and special statutes and, how to withdraw from the system, then I'm all for it. I pray for their success, but, not everybody can be a common law lawyer or a Civil War lawyer or whatever they're called. I just don't specialize in that sort of thing. So it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world we live in, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. The fact is, I'm not married to any solution, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for solutions, and I've had more success just when I'm drugging the court, just saying I don't consent. I've had more success by just not playing their game and just saying I don't consent. I'm
Yeah. Well, and I think
subject to jurisdiction, and that's it.
I think a lot of people fail to recognize how evil our enemy is. I mean, they tie you down in a chair and they punch you in your face. That's horrific. But I got other prisoners where they 4-point shackled them for over 24 hours. They've temperature deviations. They've been put in isolation for months at a time. Our enemy is the most evil, wicked sons of bitches that's ever walked the planet, and I don't think you can deal with them by handing them a piece of paper. I just think that people don't understand the true evil nature of our enemy. These judges, the U.S. Marshals, the law enforcement officials, the prosecutors, the district attorneys, they are Satan worshipers, and they will kill us if they get the opportunity. And first, they want to suck us dry financially. It's just a horrible situation, and if I act a little passionate or disgruntled, Mike, I want to be encouraging to you. You're the one who's sitting in prison, for God's sakes, but it's like I see this happening to you. I just talked to parents of a young boy who got sentenced to 8 years in prison for nothing. It's just horrific to see what's going on in these courtrooms, and so-called Christians across this country just don't give a damn. I mean, they just don't care.
Well, like I said, I don't call myself a Christian. I call myself a follower of Christ. There's too many people out there that put on Christianity like a coat. They put it on, take it off. They quote Paul. They can't quote Christ or God. They've never read 1 Samuel chapter 8. They can't wrap their mind around 1 Samuel chapter 8. They wrap their mind around Romans 13. They believe themselves to be Romans. Well, guess what? Rome fell. Caesar's dead. We have a revolutionary war in this country for all the Europeans that were once slaves to King George, and they became Native Americans like my ancestors, and they became free, sovereign in their own right, sovereigns without citizens or without subjects, as it were. There was no such thing as a U.S. citizen until after the Civil War, and it's only through the ignorance of the people that they've been duped and taken advantage of. But you've got these, people out there that worship a corporation because they're idiots, and those people that follow the power as they view it, or the popularity contest, then that's their choice. God gave us free will, and a man's free will to do evil can trump my free will to do good. And that's just the way it is. There's nothing that can stop that other than more good men exercising their free will to do good. And that's what I believe we can achieve. But exposing it is the only way to overturn it. And is Christ exposed and overturned and didn't come out and say, pay taxes to Caesar? Well, they killed him, and they've been doing that for 2,000 years. If you don't declare Caesar as Lord and pay taxes, well, we had a Revolutionary War. There was no taxes that you had to pay until after the Second World War, when people volunteered because they were stupid. Well, I'm tired of people being stupid. I was stupid for a long time. I admit it. Stupid on top of stupid. I had every license you could get, and then I realized, wow, if I walk and exercise my rights as a child of God, recognized under the Constitution or above the Constitution. It's not that the Constitution gives you anything; it recognizes what you've already had all along, because your rights come from your Creator, not from man. And all we have to do is recognize that fact. It's really very simple, but it's complex because of all the minutia of lies upon lies that these people, the Democrat Party, I'm listening to Mark Levin right now, and he's nailing it. Every now and then these people nail it, and they're coming around to seeing things as it is. These people, it's all about power and control. It's not about the truth. They hate the Constitution. Traitor, he hates the Constitution. He will not quote it or reference it. His God is a corporation, and those witches in black robes, those pagans, Luciferian cult followers that sit up on a pedestal, that's who he worships. That's his God.
Well, it's not just, I almost consider him like irrelevant. I mean, he's just like some noisy little devil, hyenish devil over on the side who really thinks highly of himself.
That's all he is.
Yeah, he thinks very highly of himself, and he's so knowledgeable, and he hangs on to the titles of men, and he's very proud of paying his taxes. What really disenchants me, or I guess upsets me, is these so-called, and I'm going to go use this word. I know you don't you identify as a follower of Christ instead of a Christian, but the so-called people who call themselves Christians, and yet they don't do anything about what's going on in this country. As an example, Alex Jones interviewed Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson spent 2 weeks in jail. Well, I'm sorry Tommy Robinson spent 2 weeks in jail, but you know what? He's incredibly popular all over the world, so Alex Jones does a whole freaking show on Tommy Robinson. He doesn't talk one bit about American political prisoners that we have in our own backyard, and it's because it doesn't make any money. Nobody talks about you or Ed and Elaine Brown or Russell Landers or Schaefer Cox. You know why? Because they can't make any freaking money doing it. And so
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And because we're the real deal. We're where the rubber meets the road. We're not out selling books. We're not out selling movies. We're not out selling product. And we're not 501(c)(3) corporations. All of these churches that are 501(c)(3)s are corporations, and they are limited. They are working for Caesar. They have aligned themselves with Caesar.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I've only got one God, my Creator, and that's it. And I can only serve one master, and to heck with the rest of it. I've come too far down this road to
No,
trying to explain it. It's no more harder than that. You choose your master.
I love the fact you don't compromise, Mike. That's what I admire about you. And let me share with you, in other situations, I think they may try to send somebody in to either compromise or set you up or try to kill you. And also, because you believe in God, they said at Schaefer's sentencing hearing, they actually said this. The prosecutor is on the record. I've read the transcript. They said that Schaefer believes God's law is above man's law, and therefore he is beyond rehabilitation, and they asked for 35 years to life because he believed in God. So when you say this on this recorded line, guarantee your prosecutor, he may get up during
you have 1 minute remaining.
He may get up during your sentencing and saying you're beyond rehabilitation. We got to put this guy
60 seconds.
We got to put this guy in prison for life, you know.
Right. It's not that I've done anything. It's what I believe.
Yes. Right.
I'm afraid of what I believe because other people might start to believe the same thing. The truth is contagious.
Yeah.
Give it a try, folks.
Yeah. That's right.
I challenge you.
Amen.
Step out of the boat. Otherwise, you'll be standing before the giant with just a sling and a stone.
Oh, Mike, I admire your faithfulness, brother, and I pray the Lord does a mighty miracle to get you and your wife out of there. What they did to your wife is unforgivable. There's a especially hot place in hell for the individuals who are responsible for Pat Parsons sitting in prison.
Proverbs 17:15 is there for a reason.
Yeah.
Folks, take a look.
Amen.
What's after you gone? You choose. God bless everybody. Keep fighting. Keep standing. I will.
All right.
They've already tried to kill me 4 times. I may try again, but I'll just keep standing.
God bless you, Mike.
Thank you for using GTL.